Chapter 6284. While President Pei was actively preparing for the evening dinner, Charlie took Jacob and Elaine to a restaurant near Thompson and sat down. Claire had to work overtime at the M-Ground Group in the evening. Seeing that it was just time for dinner, Charlie thought it would take too long to cook at home. So he simply took the old couple to eat outside. After sitting down in the restaurant, Jacob sighed and muttered, "I don't want to go out again in the future. This trip to Dubai has made me almost lose half my life." Elaine complained to him on the side, "If you hadn't messed around, it wouldn't have turned out like this. I still feel bad when I think about giving away tens of millions worth of items." "Hey!" Jacob waved his hand. "Don't mention it, let me live a few more years." After that, he remembered something, looked at Charlie, and asked him, "Good son-in-law, do you think Master Orville can help me get back to the Calligraphy and Painting Association?" Charlie smiled and said, "Such a small matter should not be a big problem for him." Jacob nodded and said, "I will be satisfied if I can go back to the Calligraphy and Painting Association. If I can't go back, it is still unknown what I will do in the future. It's so worrying." Charlie called the waiter and ordered a few hard dishes, and then said to Jacob, "Dad, don't think too much about it for now. Just wait for the news." "Okay." On the other side, President Pei brought the vice president of the Calligraphy and Painting Association and the newly appointed director to the hotel booked by his wife Elma. When everyone saw President Pei with his wife, they thought that this meal must be a farewell dinner for President Pei before his promotion. So someone said, "President Pei, you and your sister-in-law invited us to dinner. Which means you will be promoted soon, right?" "Yes." Someone quickly echoed, "President Pei, after you are promoted, don't forget us old buddies." President Pei sighed and said, "Everyone, to be honest, I invited everyone to dinner today not because of my business." Everyone was puzzled and asked him, "Then why?" President Pei said, "This afternoon, Orville Hong called me. He wanted Jacob to return to our Calligraphy and Painting Association and asked me to do this as soon as possible." Ah. Everyone was reluctant to let Jacob come back. One of them said, "President Pei, Jacob's business ability is not good. And his character is not good. It was not easy to kick him out. Now, no matter what, he can't come back." Others nodded in support. Not only did they hate Jacob, they also didn't want Jacob to threaten their current positions after he came back. President Pei said helplessly, "Let's put it this way. Master Orville's methods are well known in this city. If we don't take it seriously when he speaks for Jacob, then he will definitely come to do it himself. Who of us can withstand this pressure?" Everyone looked at each other for a while. Master Orville's strength is indeed extraordinary. Moreover, there are rumors in the world that he is now a member of the Wade family from the capital, which means that he can connect to the resources of the Wade family. And his connections are even stronger. If he really wants to lead the personnel transfer of the Calligraphy and Painting Association, it must be easy. At this time, Elmer on the side said, "Everyone knows that Jacob was the executive vice president before, and the thing he did last time was not defined by the judicial department. So strictly speaking, it is not a scandal, it is just a rumor. If Master Orville helps him operate from above and lets him come back to be the executive vice president, I believe everyone will be beaten back to their original form." As soon as Elmer said this, everyone's expression suddenly became nervous. Except for President Pei, everyone else is the direct beneficiary of Jacob's resignation. If Jacob is reinstated, everyone will have to return to their original positions. And this promotion will be in vain. Seeing that the atmosphere had been set right by his wife, President Pei said, "I think, for everyone's sake, I should try my best to find a way to ensure that Jacob will not be reinstated. So my idea now is to find him a director's position first. If Master Orville is satisfied, then we can avoid losses to the greatest extent." As soon as Jacob was mentioned as the director, Liven asked nervously, "Chairman Pei, if you let Jacob be the director, then don't I have to give up my position to him?" President Pei said, "Livin, it's true that you have to give up your position. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to give up your position for nothing. If your position doesn't satisfy them, then we have to raise it up." Having said that, President Pei said, "We all have to have a consensus. No matter who gives up his position, it is for everyone present. Everyone must remember his favor and find an opportunity to repay him in the future." Everyone nodded. At this time, there seemed to be no other good way. President Pei then looked at Livin and said, "Livin, if you have no objection, I will start with your position. If giving your position to Jacob can satisfy him, then this matter will end here. We will all remember your kindness in the future. When I get the transfer order one day, my position will be vacated for the executive vice president. And the positions of others will increase accordingly. But don't worry, the vacant vice president position will definitely be reserved for you. You can bypass Jacob, the director, and directly become the vice president." Livin was relieved when he heard this. In his opinion, President Pei was about to be promoted, and it was necessary to give up a vice president position at that time. Moreover, as long as he agreed to this matter, he could make the president and all the vice presidents owe him a favor. Which was a great thing. So it seemed that there was nothing unacceptable for him to give up his position to Jacob. Thinking of this, Livin said without hesitation, "President Pei, since it is a sacrifice for everyone, then I have no choice but to give my position to Jacob."